What's going on, everybody? Y'all already know the vibes, baby. And before we get into the video, I know my voice is shot. I just got back from the 100 Thieves Extremes Creator Camp. It was a blast, and you'll be able to see more footage on it in the future. Can't really speak much on it right now. But today, we have a very special video. I know you guys love Roster Mania just as much as I do. Some teams have already been announced. We saw yesterday that Octane was announced on LAT again. He is home. He is back under the 100 Thieves banner, joining LAT. But not long ago, well, whenever this video uploads, you will have seen the full roster for LAT going into Vanguard. And I want to talk to you about that roster and just kind of give my opinion on it, break them down, and honestly, just talk about how excited I am for this team. So by now, you know, Octane did join. He will be the main AR, I'm assuming. Kenny and Draza are here to stay. And then the fourth is none other than probably one of the best players in the game the last couple of years. Absolute stud. It's Envoy to round out LAT. Huge blockbuster move. Okay, Octane. And it's a huge move. Okay, Envoy was a part of Optic the past, 2 years. Nobody saw it coming, him getting dropped or, you know, just released to free agency from that team. But that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. And LAT got an absolute diamond out of him. And I'm honestly surprised. I really am. I'm surprised that they were able to get the team that they have now. I'm super excited. We don't know how the meta is going to be in Vanguard, but just to break down the roles, or at least in my head, how they would work, you're going to have Octane at that main AR role. You know, he's one of the best main AR players in the game. I think he's going to absolutely thrive with this team, with being a part of LAT again. And then I think you're going to have Kenny, who's going to be in that flex role. Now, some of you might be not surprised, but just wondering, like, why wouldn't Kenny just go back to that full-time sub? And I think Kenny showed within the Cold War that he can run any gun at the highest level. He's one of the best ARs in the game last year. And I think now having Sam on his team, him in the flex role is the best move for LAT. Because even though we don't know the meta, okay, we don't know if it's going to be 2 ARs, 2 subs, or maybe it's going to be 3 subs, 1 AR for majority of the time, right? But that's why you have Ken in that role. Because if it is a 3 sub meta, Ken will be the 3rd sub. And if not, if there is a flex gun, like a specific flex gun, Ken will do that. Or if it's kind of like how Cold War was, where you have two ARs and then 2 subs, it doesn't matter. Perfect. First off, I love that dynamic of Sam and Ken. I think they've already had plenty of success together, but they're just going to complement each other. And it's going to be good for Octane to have someone like Ken in that flex role. It's going to be great for him. I know he proved in the tail end of last year that when it's on LAN, he's still Octane that we all know. He's still one of the best players in the game, one of the best ARs in the game. Then I think you're going to have Draza and Envoy running the 2 subs. They will be the main sub players on the team. And I do love Envoy and Draza as players. You know, I don't really need to sugarcoat anything. Envoy's been one of the best subs in the game last couple of years. Draza's been, he's been more of kind of a flex, you know, for just the roles that he's had to play on LAT and even OGLA in Modern Warfare. And he's so talented. He's an unbelievable talent. The only thing that I'm worried about, and I don't even know if this is just me being, you know, or me overanalyzing the situation, but Envoy is a very methodical sub player, okay? He is that slower, more methodical sub. I think one of the reasons why Optic last year, why they weren't as successful as other teams, was because Envoy and Scump have very similar play styles. In the sense of, I guess I should say similar in the sense of they're not your entry fragger, okay? They're not your aggressive sub player. Now, Draza, do I think he can be that guy? I do. Has he been that guy? He hasn't, because he hasn't been in that sort of role. I just don't know how it's going to work. I'm assuming Draza will be that guy. He will be that entry fragger, that aggro sub, and he's more than talented enough to do it. But I think history has shown as of late, you need to have that dynamic. Okay, you have your BZ, your Simp. All right, Empire last year, you had your Vivid and your Shotzi. Toronto, you had your Kleenex and your Bant. So that dynamic of a really fast aggro in your face sub and a slower, more methodical sub, taking route, you know, making those huge rotational plays, et cetera, you need to have that. So I think as long as Draza can get comfortable being that entry fragger, they'll be perfect. And I could be completely wrong, because maybe it is like a 3 sub meta, or maybe it's a 3 AR meta. We don't know exactly how it's gonna work yet, just because we haven't seen the game. I personally haven't even played the beta, but we won't know until the actual game comes out and they're getting reps, you know, when everything is set in stone and it's live, essentially, right? But I think this is the best case scenario for LAT. I do. When you look at their team last year compared to this year, I think it's clear cut. I don't think they're going to have an issue that they had last year, where they were trying all these different pieces out to see what fit and what didn't. They have some of the best players in each role in the league. And I think this was a huge step in the right direction for them. You know, you obviously have your phase. I don't think it's been officially announced, but you have that Dallas Optic merger team. I saw LAG, which was Gunless, Slasher, Huke, and the Seam. If you guys want me to talk about them, let me know. I will do that in one of my next videos. But I think on paper, this team can compete with the best of them. On paper only means so much. We got to see how they gel, how they mesh in the game. But this is the best possible start for LAT. It really is. If you're an LAT fan, you got to be absolutely stoked out of your mind. Those are just players that they can completely change the dynamic of a team. And I know Kenny's wanted to play with Sam for a while now. Again, I'm glad Draza was able to stay on the team, because he definitely deserves it. He's been hell of a player since he's been in the league. So it's just all positive takeaways, honestly, for this LAT team. Right now, I really can't say anything negative about them. And that's partially due to the fact that we don't know how Vanguard's going to work. But it's just, this is a fucking solid team, and I'm excited. I hope you guys are as well. Let me know in the comment section below if you want me to do a video on LAG, on their team, which I did say it is Huke, Slasher, Gunless, and Seam. And once again, I'm also sorry for my voice. I know it probably sounds absolutely horrible right now because it is kind of shot, but we're back on the grind. I appreciate the love. We are close to 30,000 subs. Okay, so if you fuck with the kid, please go hit that sub button, show some love. And until next video, guys, I'm going to see y'all when I see y'all. Deuces.